Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this meeting of the Los Angeles City Board of Public Works for Friday, July 23, 2001. I hope everyone is well, and I hope everyone is as happy as I am that it's Friday. Good morning, Dr. Campos.
Good morning, Mr. President. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. Establishing roll call and quorum for today, we have President Good, Vice President Garcia, President Pro Tem Davis, and Commissioner Caloza and Villegas. President Good, you do have a quorum at this time. Currently, we have one caller on the line under general public comment. We do not have any commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section, and we also have one caller on the line that would like to speak on all the items for today's agenda.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Campos.
And Mr. President, just a reminder for the caller on the line, we do have a 10-minute aggregate rule for all the items. In addition to that, we have asked the caller on the line, caller ending in 006, to keep the microphones muted until that caller has been called upon at that time. If any disruptions do occur throughout the entire meeting, then we will provide additional warnings, and up until your chair would like to keep that person on the line. If it becomes too disruptive, just let me know and we will be able to remove that caller from the line.
Yeah, and let me clarify as a reminder to the public, when you're speaking on an item, you will need to remain on the item, and there will be no more than one warning. And that will be from me. All right, so with that, let's go ahead and hear general public comment, Dr. Campos.
Thank you, Mr. President. Caller ending in 006, caller ending in 006. The Board of Public Works is now considering general public comments. You will have 2 minutes to speak under this item. Please go ahead by pressing *6 at this time to unmute your microphone.
I'll take it from here. All right, so the reason I'm calling, you got a dire, dangerous situation on 4th Street and Vermont, in front of the Sizzler. This encampment wraps all the way around 2 blocks over to Chateau Park, all the way over to Westmoreland. The entire sidewalk is blocked in violation of Willits versus the City of Los Angeles. Stolen bicycles are piled a mountain high. There's urine being dumped, drugs being sold, trash cans being put on fire, and police services at an escalated pace. Therefore, I declare, in my opinion, that this encampment is a danger, a public safety danger to the health, welfare, and safety of the citizens of Los Angeles City, and I demand this board take immediate action to vacate 36 inches minimum of sidewalk space to allow public access for public safety and the disabled under ADA and Willits versus the City of Los Angeles. I called the council member, Mitchell Farrell, 16 times over this encampment over a 2-month period, and I was hung up on it today. Therefore, I'm putting it in your hands, your jurisdiction. Now, I was threatened today, before this meeting started, for the record, Mr. City Attorney, that I was going to be thrown out of this meeting and not given a chance to address the board on this matter. I believe that's because you're attempting to conspire the cover-up of this operation. You're putting the businesses and the other people in safety and danger, and I believe you're doing it to force the business to close so developers can take the land, buy it, and redevelop it, as has happened up and down the block. So please comply with public safety measures. If not, within 1 week from today, I'm going to notify the sheriff of the County of Los Angeles and seek his help to forcibly clear, if necessary and legal, that encampment. This needs to be done. I'm tired of fucking...
Thank you, caller. That was 2 minutes. We will move on to one last caller that just called in right around 10:06 in the morning. Call in user_1. Call in user_1. If you can please press *6 at this time to unmute your microphone. You just muted your microphone, but you can press *6 to unmute. If you'd like to provide any public comments, please do so by pressing *6 to unmute your microphone. Again, last call for call in user_1.
Can you hear me? It's Herman, bitch. I want to talk about the ADA at the Sizzler. I can't walk with my service dog through there. That's discrimination. You need to vacate that area immediately, as by what the first speaker said, assholes. I can't safely access the sidewalk or the street curb ramps anymore, and I'm afraid for my safety. You need to call 310-477-6565 because the FBI needs to investigate you criminals for these ADA concerns of ours. The people of California demand action. I'm going to notify Alex Villanueva, the criminal sheriff of the county, who's told the board of supervisors to fuck off. And he's right. Fuck off. He's the sheriff. We voted him, and he's going to do what he has to do to make it safe. Now, what are you guys going to do to him, Public Works? What are you going to do? Let us trip and fall so we could just file more lawsuits like those fucking retard police that blew the bomb off because they didn't weigh how much all that explosive shit would do and harm people? This is ridiculous. This is totally wrong. And besides, that jackass Kevin DeLyon, he hasn't done shit to make Skid Row better. I can't even walk anywhere near 5th Street, where I have my favorite resting spot at Pussy and Pooch's, the dog bar. Me and my service dog love the place, but we can't access Skid Row because these fucking niggers are all over the place. Get rid of them. Do something. You created the crisis. You created the gentrification. You created the genocide, and Mr. Springer was right. Those fucking developers and you fucking assholes keep cheating us by making excuses why you can't vacate these fucking criminals.
2 minutes, you're done.
Mr. President, that clears the queue for general public comment, and we can go ahead and close that.
So, Dr. Campos, I believe that second caller was the same person as the first caller, so that should count towards the 10-minute cumulative.
Mr. President, I will defer to our city attorney. They sounded like two different individuals to me. However,
okay.
we can ask the individual to identify who they are, but they don't need to identify their names, but we can ask the callers.
Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on into the agenda. First off, I want to motion to approve the minutes from Wednesday, June 30, 2021. I will motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, President Pro Tem Davis. Any objections or concerns, Garcia, Coloso, or Villegas? All right. So the minutes from Wednesday, June 30, 2021 are approved and adopted forthwith. All right. That brings us to series of assessment hearings. I'm going to take items 1 through 9 together. I think Mr. Flamenco is here with us on this item, along with Mr. Chavez. I will read them all, and then we'll take them as a bundle in presentation, with the presentation and for deliberation. Okay, good for everybody. We have public comment on this item, Dr. Campos?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's go.
Mr. President, would you like to read the items 1 through 9 into the record first, and then we will go ahead and take the public comments?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. All right. So, so item 1, assessment hearing number 1, Detroit Street and Willoughby Avenue, number 1, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing August 3, 2021, Council file number 21-0900-S13. Item 2, assessment hearing number 2, this is in CD 11, Santa Monica Boulevard and Barrington Avenue, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing August 3, 2021, Council file number 21-0900-S16. Item 3, in CD 13, assessment hearing number 3, Beverly Boulevard and Bonnie Bray Street, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing, August 3, 2021, Council File Number 21-0900-S17. Item number 4, in CD 11, Assessment Hearing number 4, Olympic Boulevard and Bundy Drive, number 2, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing, August 3, 2021, Council File number 21-0900-S18. Number 5, in CD 6, Assessment Hearing number 6, Amboy Avenue and Pendleton Street, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing, August 3, 2021, Council File number 21-0900-S20. Item number 6, in CD 14, Assessment Hearing number 6, Chestnut Avenue and Pollard Street, Street Lighting Maintenance District or Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing, August 3, 2021, Council File number 21-0900-S21. Item 7, Assessment Hearing number 7 in CD 5, Overland Avenue and Missouri Avenue, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing, August 3, 2021, Council File number 21-0900-S22. Number 8 in CD 14, Assessment Hearing number 8, Toltec Way and Artisan Way, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing, August 3, 2021, Council File number 21-0900-S23. And finally, number 9, Assessment Hearing number 9 in CD 14, Eagledale Avenue and West Broadway, Street Lighting Maintenance Assessment District, City Council hearing, August 3, 2021, Council File number 21-0900-S24. Let's go ahead and hear general public comment, or not general public, public comment on the item, and then Mr. Flamenco, Mr. Chavez can give us their presentation.
Thank you, Mr. President. Caller ending in 006, your microphone appears to be unmuted. Please go ahead. The Board of Public Works is taking commentary on items 1 through 9. Please move forward.
Oh, yes, I'll defer to my colleague. Okay. Yes, thank you. So, let's see. Item number 1, CD number 5. So that is Paul Koretz, I believe. Is that correct? Yep. Detroit Street in Willoughby. Well, there's a lot of wealthy fucking Jews that live in that district. So, yes, why do they need streetlights? They have streetlights and cameras on their own homes. Let the Jews pay for it. No on number 1. Number 2, CD 11, Santa Monica Boulevard in Barrington. Again, isn't that near Brentwood? That's near the area where O.J. did the right thing and got rid of his cheating white woman. No on number 2. They already have enough streetlights. Besides, if you need to take care of business, you don't need streetlights in such a nice area, Brentwood. Number 3, yes. Oh, yes. Beverly Boulevard in Bonnie Bray. It's a crime-ridden area, filled with many dangerous niggers with dangerous revolutionary ideas. More streetlights, yes, on number 3. CD 11. Olympic Boulevard and Bundy Drive. Here we go again. The stomping ground of O.J. Simpson. CD 11, Mike Bonnet. Piece of shit facing recall. Crackhead. No on number 4. And again, thank you, Mr. Simpson, for doing the right thing. Number 5, CD number 6, Amboy Avenue and Pendleton. Amboy? That sounds racist. Yes, it's a very racist street. Yet that name should be changed to Amgender Avenue and Pendleton Street, pursuant to your workplace violence and hostile workplace rules. Amboy. When you call a black man a boy, that's very offensive, especially an amboy. No on number 6. No, number 5. Oh, excuse me. Look at your notes. You're wasting my time. You're going to piss off the chair. Ow! Oh, number 5, yes. Number 6. CD 14. Home of Kevin De Leon. The big piece of shit that took over for piece of shit Jose Huizar. Chestnut Avenue and Pollard. That's a crappy fucking area. Yes, on number 6. lots of drug deals. Number 7, Overland Avenue and Missouri Avenue. Missouri. Missouri. No. Only assholes like Greg Good call it Missouri. It's Missouri Avenue out here. Number 7 involves a very wealthy area where you don't need streetlights, even though there's encampments. We know that the board will soon be cleaning it up. No on number 7. Number 8, Toltec Way and Hardison Way. Another CD14 disaster. Pieces of shit live there. Yes, on number 8. And number 9, we have another one. CD14 again. And why are you putting lights up all over the place? CD14 is already a lost cause. Kevin De Leon doesn't represent it, and Jose Rezar never represented it. Who's going to represent CD14? You and your lighting districts. No, these ballots. Part of these ballots are going to go to county stakeholders, federal property stakeholders. And as you know, you've been mailing these ballots, and nobody responds except city personnel. Is this a conspiracy to deprive federal and state funds for your lighting districts? It may be. Please read United States of America versus Jose Luis Rezar and United States of America versus Mitchell Englander, who's currently serving a 13-month sentence. And, of course, he's ratting all of you out, but if you go to prison, then who's going to take over the Board of Public Works? And what happened to Kevin James? Why isn't he there? FBI informant. Yes. And finally, you used to have a commissioner named Heather Rapenny. Now, she was out there conspiring to lose people their jobs. All of her votes should be reconsidered on every light district for the last 10 years. And finally, was Goat Puppet being accused of calling in twice? First, Mr. Spindler got threatened, and now I got threatened because you said I'm another puppet. So, Mr. Jordan, take these recordings and send it to the FBI. If you want to be a witness for the persecution of the city council, they will make a deal with you. You think so? No, I'm just kidding. Yes. So we will reserve the remainder of our time to talk about other fucking shit at a near future date. Well done. Yes, thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you, caller 006. We will go ahead and mute your microphone. We will move on to the next caller. Caller with the title of call-in user _1. Please go ahead. Your microphone is unmuted.
Good morning, my pigs. I want to speak about street lights and how unsafe it is to navigate the sidewalks in the streets when the street lights do not work, especially in District Number 11, where Mike Boner, I think it's Boner. Is it Boner or Farrell? That's 11, asshole. Oh, sorry, Herman, did right. Okay. Then also, as you heard, in Amboy, some people call me nigger, but I'm just a boy. A boy with mental health trying to get lighting in my district so I can see criminals and corruption. And then, regarding number 7, I believe I heard a speaker mention a jackass shit named DeLeon of District 14, Mr. Chair. That son of a bitch hasn't put any good lights up in Boyle Heights. If you go off of Cesar Chavez and Matthew, you see what I mean? All the chinchero hanging up on the sidewalk, fences and streets. It looks like little China. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Most of us over there are wetbacks like me, growing up in the hood of CD14. So, yeah. Could you please make sure you put more lights because they have all this signage and verbiage on the fence and it's obstructed by all this hanging clothing there by Mr. Shithead de Leon's district. And then in reference to Mr. Parlor Street, yeah, Mr. Weasel fucked up. Now, Mr. England and Weasel will do their indictments in jail. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice knowing that Jose Weasel kicked Armando Herman out of the community and now the nigga got busted for corruption? Wait till the FBI uses the justice system to punish you fools for hurting Mr. Herman and his mental health under lighting. I need the light. That way I can get out of the darkness and the gray that covers my mind. Because Mr. Herb Blessing said that I was psychotic. Oh, calm down, my little kid is going crazy because there's not enough lights. And then in my final time regarding number 9 again, Mr. Weasel and Mr. Lion, they're so fucking stupid. All they gotta do is tap from Edison poles to the old lighting, to the new lighting, and you have lights. You don't have to put this fancy bullshit lighting system you fools do. And the other speaker before me, he was right. Don't confuse him with me or me with him and I with you and you with her. Because you don't know us puppets. We kick ass, Mr. Davis. And the two bitches and all you need to understand, 42 UC 1983, fuck you. You get it? Stop fucking confusing people and threatening us. Let us be heard. You know what this COVID does to motherfuckers like us? It makes us very upset. And now we're going to another surge because no one puts a light on shit.
Mr. President, the
And now we
speaker,
have
straight off topic on the agenda item.
Yep, we're off the item. Please cut him off.
Second it.
All right, Mr. Flamenco. Mr. Chavez, please proceed.
Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting. Items 1 through 4 and items 6 through 9 pertain to lighting districts which we are creating in conjunction with private development projects. Item 5 pertains to a lighting district which we are creating in conjunction with a community development block grant project. Ballots for items 1 through 9 were mailed on June 16th, 2021. Ballots for items 1 through 9 must be received by the City Clerk's office by Tuesday, August 3rd. We are requesting for the board to deny all protests on items 1 through 9. We are requesting for the board to adopt and forward items 1 through 9 forthwith to City Council.
All right, thank you, Mr. Flamenco. Any questions or concerns, Vice President Garcia?
None for me. Thank you very much. Good morning to everyone.
Thank you, Vice President. Commissioner Villegas?
None for me. Thank you so much for your report, Mr. Flamenco.
All right. President Pro Tem Davis?
Yes, I have no questions on these items. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. And then Commissioner Coloso?
Thank you, President Good. And just one follow-up question for me. Did we receive any protests on these items, just so I'm clear?
Just the speakers that we just heard a minute ago.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there was.
Just for the official record, they weren't encouraging words, so I'm assuming each and every word they said is a form of protest.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for clarifying. I wasn't sure if there were any additional protests that were written that we received in advance following the process that BSL follows. But no questions for me. Thank you for your report.
Thank you, Commissioner Coloso. All right. I will take a motion to, I have no further questions, and I will take a motion to move the items.
So move.
Thank you, Vice President Garcia. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Commissioner Villegas. So any concerns or objections, Commissioners Coloso, Vice President, or President Pro Tem Davis?
None for me.
All right, hearing no objections, items 1 through 9 are adopted forthwith. Thank you very much, Ruben. Really appreciate it. Have a great weekend, okay?
Likewise, thank you.
All right, folks, let's move to item number 10. Item number 10 is a contract amendment and budget increase, Los Angeles Conservation Corps, recommending the Board of Public Works, 1, authorize the Office of Community Beautification to execute a contract amendment to increase the ceiling amount of an existing contract with the Los Angeles Conservation Corps, CO 136662, by an additional amount of $6 million. And 2, authorize the President or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute the contract amendments after approval as to form has been obtained by the City Attorney, CO 136662. Dr. Campos, looks like we have comment on these items, which we will keep on this item.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. President. Caller ending in 006, caller ending in 006, please press star 6 at this time. The Board of Public Works is now considering item number 10. You have 2 minutes to provide commentary on this item. Please go ahead.
Yes. So the Conservation Corps, $6 million fucking dollars. Now, how much is there being spent on administrative assistance? What percentage is being spent on administrative versus actual mission contract? Are they hiring enough niggers to clean up trash? Are they hiring any white people? Are they cleaning up anything? Because Goat Puppet goes around the city while he eats vegetation, and he sees nothing but trash. Trash in every council district, trash underneath every freeway pass, trash everywhere. And the Conservation Corps is supposed to clean up trash amongst its other duties. What are they doing? Do you have any photographs and proof that they're actually doing anything except just taking the money and going and asking for more? And of course, Greg Bad, who's doing business as Greg Good, is going to give them the money because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing either. Why are any of you on this board? Have you ever had a project? Have you ever been a project developer? Have you ever operated farm machinery or even read a blueprint before? You have no skills whatsoever in public works administration, and you've never gotten your hands dirty. I never see you out there. Goat Puppet and his friends clean up homeless encampments voluntarily and trash. I don't see any of you out there doing anything. So Goat Puppet votes no on this item. Goat Puppet protests the item, and under the city charter, we demand that it be sent to the city council for consideration and discussion and sent to the Public Works Committee once they return from vacation. Fuck the item, and fuck you.
We'll move on to the next caller. Call in user _1, call in user _1. Please press star 6 at this time to unmute your microphone. You have 2 minutes to speak on item number 10. Please go ahead.
Pigs like trash. And pigs know that Conservation Corps do not do an excellent job of cleaning our city or our community. When I walk the streets as a homeless individual with my service dog, I notice my neighbors who sleep on the sidewalk in the streets discard their trash that Mr. Spooner was speaking about. No, don't look good, Mr. Greg Goody Shoes. Mr. Greg Good, no good. How many of you actually operate and know how to read blueprints and how to send your members of the public maintenance out to do an efficient job? That's why that jackass is recalled governor is giving you guys billions, if not trillions of dollars to fucking clean the trash. How many fucking years have I complained about trash in Borja regarding Jose Huizar, that fucking criminal who kicked me out of my community because I wrote letters, I protested in front of council, and now I'm protesting again like a white nigger. Which, again, which percentage of contracts are going to niggers? Which percentage is going to wetbacks like Herman, HHH, bitch, bitch, bitch? for consideration.
Ms. Isagiri, I think this is off
I
topic.
oppose. Fuck you, 42 USC 1983.
I think we're off the item. Please get on the item.
I'm talking about conservation corps, fucking fool. What you hear?
2 minutes.
What percentage?
Done.
2 minutes.
Okay. Mr. Roch, I believe you're here to present, yes?
Yes, that is correct. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Hope you guys are all doing good too. Paul Roch, Director of the Office of Community Beautification. Last year, the Board of Public Works authorized OCB to execute various contracts with nonprofit community-based organizations for work throughout the city of Los Angeles. Those contracts are in effect until June of 2023 and were authorized for various contract ceiling amounts. The contract with the Los Angeles Conservation Corps was executed with a ceiling amount of $4 million, which was expected to last at least through the upcoming fiscal year. However, what was not expected was the transfer of over $4 million to the Los Angeles Conservation Corps as part of the reallocated LAPD funding. That transfer of funds puts LACC over their current threshold limit for the contract. And so OCB comes before the board this morning to request authorization to execute an amendment to the contract with LACC to increase the ceiling amount by an additional $6 million so that full funding for the reprogrammed LAPD funding can be made available to the LA Conservation Corps and other various programs in the contract as well. Thank you for your attention to this item. If anybody has any questions, I would be available at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Roch. Colleagues, Commissioner Closer, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Thank you, President Good. Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Roch. I just had a few follow-up questions. One, we of course thank LACC as our partner and all the work that they do in the community. So just to reconfirm their new contract ceiling, we're going to be at 10 million, right?
That would be correct, yes.
Okay. And then in terms of how these funds will be used, can you give a few more details about how the $6 million will be dispersed? Is it the goal to use it within this fiscal year that we are presently, or is this going to be spread out through the entirety of their contract?
Yeah, so as part of the LAPD funding, some of the projects that they receive funding for would last beyond the current fiscal year. Other ones would be expected to be completed this year. They receive funding for projects in Council District 2, Council District 3, Council District 5, 8, 15, and 14. Some of those projects involve work like planting in median island improvements and landscaping. Some of it involves just general weed abatement and litter cleanup. It really was, based on each council office as to how they wanted to utilize their portion of the reprogram funding. And so, it's different types of projects, some of which would be completed this year and some which will go, maybe into 2023.
Got it. So it sounds like, so did each council office get the same amount to have services in their additional services in their district? Is that what I'm hearing? I know you pointed out 6 council districts that have more substantive projects, it sounds like.
Right. So I'm not 100% sure if every council district, if the LAPD funds were allocated, exactly on 1/15th, or if there were other formulas that were utilized based on the part of the city. But I know every council district did have a certain amount of funding. Some of those chose to fund projects with the LA Conservation Corps. Some of them chose to fund projects with other OCB contractors. Some of them chose to fund, the types of projects that had nothing to do with OCB. We did not receive money from every single council office, and the portion that they did provide, say, to LACC was not the only amount of money they got. They may have given some money to other types of projects as well.
Got it. And so it sounds like you're going to be bringing additional potential amendments to the board related to some of the LAPD funding. If you can just, and I can look it up too, but I may just ask you if I don't find it, it would be helpful just to see the breakdown or have that additional detail maybe in the board report, just so we can see. I know that a lot of this you're processing and facilitating, right, based off of what happened in council, but it would be great to see that detail so we can understand exactly what it is these additional funds would go to, which we know are much needed given how much work these organizations are doing. And I have seen, I know that you're all very busy right now with the amount of cleanups that you have in the community. I know I certainly kept you busy in May. So just want to thank you for that. That would be my only suggestion, is just maybe additional detail for future items that you bring like this to the board.
I can get that. We don't necessarily anticipate that we will have to come to the board for an increase in the ceiling amount for the other contractors, just because the amount of funding they got through the LAPD reprogram was a lot less than what LACC got, and that's because LACC is a citywide program. So a lot of council offices provided funding to LACC. So all the other OCB contractors, for the main part, should be fine on their already approved ceiling amounts of their contracts. But I can certainly provide a breakdown of the different funding amounts that were allocated by each council district through the reprogrammed LAPD funding, and which contractors those went to.
Okay. Yeah, that would be super helpful, Paul. And thanks for your work on this. I don't have any further questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. President Pro Tem Davis.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Paul, I just had some general basic inquiry. In terms of the $6 million, my sound went out. I did not hear your answer in terms of the $6 million that we have on this motion. Is it for the duration of the contract through 2023, which is what I think you said was the duration of the contract?
Yeah, the duration of the contract is through June of 2023. That is correct. The $6 million may or may not get us fully through that period of time. LACC does get a lot of transfers from funding from various council districts throughout the fiscal year. But, we don't want to make it too big a ceiling amount without kind of, coming back to the board if we get to a point where we need to increase it again. We're certainly hopeful that this amount will get us through the current fiscal year at least.
I see.
But we don't really always know, what a particular council office is going to do, if they are going to transfer funding, and if so, in what amount.
So the current allotment is for the scope of work that includes the entire 15 districts within the council. In other words, there may be projects throughout the city in various council districts. Is that correct, with the $6 million?
There may be. At this point, the LAPD reprogram funding was for a little bit more than $4 million. That was for about 6 different council districts through the LAPD reprogram funding. But again, it is quite likely that throughout the fiscal year, another council office may transfer funding for some type of project that they would like the Conservation Corps to do in their district as well.
So when you say this LAPD money, this is the money that was talked about a year ago, where we talked about reinvesting some of that law enforcement money back into communities. Is that what you're talking about?
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
Council authorized that transfer back, I believe it was May or June of this year. And so, yeah, $4 million, a little more than $4 million was allocated to the LA Conservation Corps. And because of that, we need to request authorization to amend their contract to increase the ceiling amount.
Now, in terms of the kind of work that they do, we know that we have had a challenge as it relates to the homeless encampments, and certainly we've had Sanitation and Bureau to work with it, but that the problem is so dynamic that we need, obviously, as many resources as we can to effectively manage it, and I understand it's an ongoing challenge for us. When we look at those issues and we look at the money and the reinvestment money, the law enforcement reinvestment money, are any of the tasks that are being used for this $6 million, including the Conservation Corps cleaning up some of these inner city areas where we do need to clean up those encampments and do need to beautify those areas?
Well, certainly a portion of those funds are for inner city areas and for doing cleanup and beautification type of work. For the most part, LACC and all the OCB contractors, we do not get involved in cleaning up homeless encampments or anything like that. That really is, I mean, there's a whole city process led by Bureau of Sanitation, and the sanitation has dedicated crews for that. We do sometimes go in conjunction with those sanitation crews, primarily to do graffiti abatement when they clean an area, because we can't go in and do any graffiti removal if there are tents or encampments or anything in the way. But for the most part, OCB, we do not deal with the encampment areas at all.
So would it be fair to say that as council offices identify areas that need beautification in whatever area it is, that then you work with the council offices to help make a difference in those areas identified?
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, Commissioner Villegas.
Thank you. Thanks to my colleagues for all their questions. I had similar questions just to get the details of what kind of work was going to be done in other districts. If you could just send that probably just to all the commissioners so that we just know what work will be done by the LA Conservation Corps in various districts. That would just be helpful.
Okay.
Background knowledge. I don't have any questions. Appreciate all the background material that you've shared with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Villegas. Vice President Garcia.
Hi, good morning. Paul, I just think that this we should really try to figure out how, and I appreciate my colleagues' questions. They were all very good questions. I think for this we should really try to figure out, work more conjointly with LACC to see how we can maximize the amount that we are now increasing for LACC. That's really all I really have to say around this. All my colleagues really asked good questions and points well taken. So I look forward to making sure that we're able to have accountability not only with LACC, but be able to give that back to the council districts with whatever LACC has been able to accomplish with this new amount. So that would be my only comment.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't have anything else, President.
All right. Thank you very much, Vice President Garcia. I don't really have any questions at this point. Paul, our colleagues asked everything, and this is another part of really working to address cleanliness in the city, which is crucial endeavor and priority. So I will motion to approve item number 10. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Garcia and Davis with a second. Calosa, Villegas, any concerns or objections? Okay, hearing no objections, item 10 is adopted forthwith. Thank you very much, Paul.
All right, thank you. You guys have a good weekend.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that brings us to item number 11. Item number 11 is an authority for expenditure, South Coast Air Quality Management District, Bureau of Street Services, and Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $21,376.31 to encumber funds for fiscal year 2021 and 2022 to pay for the annual operating and emissions fees and permits associated with asphalt plants and other facilities. AE 22000004M, Fund number 100, General Fund, Department number 86, Appropriations Unit 006010. Is Ms. Aretano here to present on this item?
Yes, I am.
Okay, before you do, I believe we have callers on the item. Dr. Campos, do you want to open up the mic for them?
Yeah, absolutely. Caller ending in 006, caller ending in 006. Please press *6 at this time to unmute your microphone. The Board of Public Works is now item 11. Please go ahead.
Yes. So, we have to have emissions. Emissions out of your filthy tailpipes. You would have not needed this money if you just would have done what that homosexual Eric Garcetti told you to do and go to non-fossil fuels. You could have went to electric. Every vehicle right now could be emission-free. Requiring no emission fees and permits. For asphalt plants and other facilities, why aren't you powering them with solar and putting a line of batteries up? Why are you still using filthy fossil fuel products that choke little animals, that choke pigs, that choke goats? Instead of cleaning up our city of this filthy air, the South Coast Air Quality Management District, however, has somebody that can help you with your fees. Uh-oh. Yes. Mrs. Herb Wesson works as the Senior Director of Policy. So all you have to do is meet her in a parking lot, bring a bag of money, as I heard, give it to Jose Huizar, and he could get this reduced, probably 50%. I think Mr. Davis might know something about that. He's been around the longest. Kevin James knows about it. That's why he's not there. Cooperating with the FBI, who is giving him money to run for citywide office, in my opinion. So, it looks like you're fucked unless you go the route of Jose Huizar. $21 million fucking dollars? Now, wait a minute. Excuse me. It's $21,376.
2 minutes.
It is? Yeah. Come
Please
here.
wrap up in 2
Ow!
minutes. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll move on to the next caller. Caller as call-in user _1. Call-in user _1. You have 2 minutes. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, my air quality fools. You know what asphalt plants do to the environment? You know how many years Exide exposed us to dangerous batteries? So now we're exposed to fuel that endangers the quality of air throughout the states, like those fucking 100,000 acres burning up north because of dumb Gavin Newsom. But let me stay on topic. Sorry, sir, fat man. Asphalt plants should be shut down, just like COVID should shut us down soon with its next exposure. But regarding non-fossil fuel, regarding non-electric charge stations, these are more into the future of a futuristic system that would work Instead of stupid asshole billionaire Bezos burning the atmosphere just so you jackasses can look down at the earth when you see God with his wrath destroy you fucking niggers who are evil and created Herman's madness. H, bitch, bitch, motherfucker. But I like to breathe. I like trees. I like plants because they help feed the goats and the little pigs that Mr. Spiller described in his infamous speech about air quality. I too want to add to the record I'm in opposition to new experimental death camps in Los Angeles. Fuck Eric Garcetti, the mayor, for exposing us to these bad chemicals. I'm glad to see him go. Maybe in the future we will have more electric cars.
Please wrap up. 2 minutes. Thank you.
I'm getting.
Mr. President, that clears the queue for item number 11 for commentary.
Thank you. Ms. Aretano, good morning.
Good morning, President Good and Commissioners. I'm Cindy Aretano with the Streets LA, and I have here Rose Karagizian and Chuck Kwan to answer any questions that you may have on this item. We are seeking the authority for expenditure in the amount of $21,376.31 for the South Coast Air Quality Management District for annual renewal fees, permit fees, emissions fees, and the California Air Toxics Hotspots Program fees for asphalt plants 1, 2, and the Van Norman Recycling Center. This is an annual request to keep the asphalt plants operating. If you have any questions, we can answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Aretano. Any questions or comments, President Pro Tem Davis?
Let's see. In terms of this is an annual fee that we are paying here, and what are the other facilities? We said the asphalt plants, I understand. What are some of the other facilities? Are the other facilities, other asphalt operations that we have, or just specifically what are those other facilities?
They're for the asphalt plants 1 and 2 and the Van Recycling Center.
Okay. And what was the last thing you said?
The Van Norman Recycling Center.
Okay, got you. Okay, good. That's what I needed some clarity on. I appreciate that. And I think that's it for me.
Thank you. Commissioner Colosa?
Thank you, President Good. Thank you for your report. Ms. Aretano, I don't have any questions. I appreciate your work on this, and it's good we're continuing to pay our bills to keep our asphalt plants running. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Colosa. Vice President Garcia?
Thank you, President Good. I don't have any questions, but thank you for your report, Ms. Aretano. Is this your first presentation?
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, congratulations. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Garcia. Commissioner Villegas?
Thank you, President Good. Just a quick question. This is going to go for the other asphalt plants, not necessarily the new asphalt plant. Is that correct?
Yes, this is also for the new asphalt plant.
Okay, so we have emissions that we need to pay for to South Coast?
Yes.
Even with the new technology?
Yes. Chuck?
Yes, we do keep an annual count of how much asphalt that we produce, and it's a sliding scale depending on how much we use. So even though it's a newer facility, it's not total emission free.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you, colleagues. Well done, Ms. Aratano. I will take a motion to adopt the item.
I'll move.
Thank you, Commissioner Villegas. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, President Pro Tem Davis. Garcia, Colosa, any concerns or objections? All right, hearing none, the item, the authority for expenditure is adopted forthwith. Thank you, Ms. Aratano.
Thank you.
Rose. Thank you, Mr. Kwan. And that brings us to item number 12. This is an administrative item. Do we have it? I'll read it and then do we have still? Yeah, we do. The mayor and city council have approved and authorized the Board of Public Works on behalf of the Bureau of Engineering to execute the amendment number 1 to the contract between the City of Los Angeles and E2020 Technology, Inc. to increase the total contract amount from $2.5 million to $5.3 million and extend its duration from 5 years to 10 years. For reference, BPW 2021-0435 C-127907. Do we have comment on this item, Dr. Campos?
Yes, we do, Mr. President. We will go ahead and start with caller ending in 006. Caller ending in 006. You have 26 seconds left under the 10-minute aggregate rule. Please go ahead and provide your commentary. 26 seconds. Please go ahead. Caller ending in 006. You have 26 seconds to speak on this item.
Yes, 26 seconds? How the fuck can I talk about a 10 fucking year fucking extension with fucking 26 fucking seconds? Fuck this item. I reserve the rest of my time for the next item.
Time.
You're muted, Dr.
We will move on to the next. We'll move on to the next caller. Call in user underscore one. Call user score. Go ahead. You have 2 minutes.
How the fuck can we do this contract for 5 to 10 years? That's amazing. This is just tech bullshit. That duration is way too long. Why do you guys take advantage of people? Why do you take advantage of the community? Why the fuck are you so fucking evil like this, you dumb motherfuckers? Do things right, you won't get vulgar, or you won't be exposed to an arena like this. You do what's good for the people. We say what's good for the people. We work together, my niggas. Thank you. Save my time.
I will take a motion to approve the item.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Closa. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Villegas. Any concerns or objections, Garcia or Davis?
None for me.
All right. Hearing no objections, the item is received and adopted. That brings us lastly to our oral report from Streets LA, status update on major upcoming street improvement projects from the Bureau of Street Services. Good morning, Mr. Watson. Dr. Campos, does anyone else have time?
We do. We have caller with a call-in user underscore one has 1 minute and 30 seconds. However, I do not see that caller on the line. Call-in user underscore one, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds. Again, last call for call-in user underscore one. Mr. President, that clears the queue for item number 13.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Watson, please.
Good morning, President Good. George Watson, how you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing? Good to see you.
All right, you too. Again, my name is George Watson, Superintendent with Streets Renewal Division of Streets LA. This information is being provided to keep the public informed on the upcoming resurfacing projects and to minimize the impact on the community as well as delays. For additional information or concerns, you can contact our coordinating section for the Streets Renewal Division at 213-847-3200. There are no major street projects scheduled in the Metro and Valley region during the week of July 25th through July 31st, 2021. However, we will provide an update on our 21-22 pavement preservation program. During the week of July 25th through July 31st, 2021, the Metro and Valley region will complete 16 projects for a total of 16.31 lane miles. The press release was distributed. The notification has been issued. Streets LA has coordinated with the council office to assist with the outreach to the stakeholders. We have coordinated with Los Angeles Department of Transportation for traffic control assistance. The information is also available on our Streets LA website, streetsla.lacity.org, using the resurfacing open project icon. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Watson. Colleagues, any questions? Commissioner Colosso?
No questions for me. Thank you for your report, Mr. Watson. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioner Villegas?
I have no questions either. Thank you.
Thank you. Vice President Garcia?
No questions either. Thank you very much for your report.
All right. And President Pro Tem Davis?
Same remarks from me. Thank you. Is it Superintendent Watson?
Yes, sir.
For your report, and we appreciate all the great work you're doing on streets. It's a never-ending problem, but we appreciate the great work that you all do. So thank you so much for the report.
Thank you, Dr. Davis.
Ditto. Thank you, Superintendent Watson. Really appreciate it. It's good to see you. Have a great weekend. All right, Dr. Campos, I believe that clears the decks, no?
That is correct, yes.
All right. Thank you, Bureau Reps. Thank you, Ms. Isigire, for joining us today. And this meeting is officially adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank you, everybody. Good weekend, everybody.
Be safe.
Be safe.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye-bye.